So good evening. You should know this view. That, of course, is the London Dungeon, and we are here to try out their Blackout event. Ignore the guy just dumping his rubbish down there. Coming into the video, there are bins around, but anyway. So yeah, we are here to try out the London Dungeon Blackout event. We've heard mixed things about it, but we're going to try it ourselves, and we're going to see what it's like. So we will let you know when we come out the other side.
I am so sorry, this is really awkward. Maybe you should yes, get a drink, guys. He took my advice and included that. Love. I was going to say, I feel like I need one.
And so good evening, that's us done here at London Dungeon Blackout, and actually that was surprisingly a lot of fun. Quite short, probably only in there for about 15 minutes. So we get in, you get a shot, and then they were letting people through in small groups. So we went through in a group there were only 5 of us. You're led through some of the opening scenes and told about Bloody Mary. Everyone knows about Bloody Mary. You say her name 3 times in the mirror and she will appear. Then throughout the attraction, there were periods of just complete darkness with sudden noises, some of the special effects that wouldn't normally scare you in there. They do because they suddenly happen in the dark. The gunpowder plot room had a load of barrels, and there was a Bloody Mary and just strobe lights going everywhere. She got a number of scares. Some of the places where you'd expect some live actors, like the Plague Street, there would be a good place for live actors to jump out from. Obviously, at some point we end up going upstairs, and obviously the lights are on there. It's not completely dark in there. It's definitely a lower light than you would normally get. You can't really see much of the sets or anything. There's a few pumpkins littered around, but there's enough so you can safely see what's going on. At one point they do put a hood on you, and I reckon that's probably because we were coming out of the witch's room, and I think we were heading towards I can't even remember what it was. It wasn't execution, but I think we were probably going down a corridor, a backstage corridor that you wouldn't normally go down as part of your dungeons tour. So just put a bag on your head and then find your way around. It was like tight corridors, and we just had to feel our way down. That was quite good fun. We lost people behind. A few moments where they tried to split us up, coming from Mrs. Lovett into the Sweeney Todd room. By the end of it, there were quite a few Bloody Mary actors, jumping out at us, chasing us. The sort of big finale was in Sweeney Todd. And then we went into the Mirror Maze. Now, unfortunately, obviously the Mirror Maze is really tied into the Bloody Mary storyline, but they obviously couldn't do anything with the Mirror Maze itself. It would have been great to suddenly have Bloody Mary appear, either a face appear or just a body to appear in the mirrors. So we just did the usual walk around and then wait by the exit. And then I'm not going to give away the ending, what happened next, but it was really fun. It actually caught us out because we were like, oh, that's an unusual place for the bar. That's all I'm going to say. But all in, it certainly wasn't the scariest experience we've done. It's certainly more scary than the usual London Dungeon experience. But, it's verging on scare attraction. There were definitely some theatrical elements to it when they were telling the story of Bloody Mary. For the price we paid, I think it was £25 for 2 tickets. That isn't a lot for central London. Could it have been a little bit longer? Probably another 5 minutes or so. Could there have been a couple more actors, a few more scares? Well, probably. But other people around us who probably aren't as used to being scared were genuinely coming out looking a bit, ashen or whatever. Obviously, we know the dungeon inside out. We know where we're going in that place, so that probably helps. But all in, it was, for a trial event, whether it's successful or not, they're asking for feedback afterwards, so hopefully they're learning from it. We saw some pretty negative feedback from last week when it first happened. That does not tie in. That negative feedback I saw last week does not tie into the experience we've just done. So they've obviously taken some changes on board, and it'd be interesting. I mean, they call themselves the home of Halloween, so why not have a good Halloween scare attraction? So with that, we're going to sign off, and we will see you at the next event.